Hi folks, this is solving linear equations. The basic rule that we follow here is that we always try to get the variable onto one side and we get all of the numbers onto the other side. If we look at the first one here, 3x plus 2 is equal to x plus 8. Really, that's a 1x in there. I'm going to bring all the x's to one side, therefore I'm going to bring this 1x across the equal sign, and whenever you're moving something across an equal sign, it becomes the opposite on the other side. Therefore, that's going to become a minus 1x. So I'm going to get 3x minus 1x. And then I'm going to take this plus 2 at the same time and move it to the other side. And again, because it's a plus 2 on the left-hand side, when it goes across, it'll become a minus 2. Minus 2 plus 8. Or you could have 8 minus 2 on that side, same thing. Then 3x minus 1x is 2x. And minus 2 plus 8 is 6. And then last step, because the 2 and the x are beside each other there, that means they're being multiplied together at the minute. But when I bring the 2 away from it and across the equal sign, then because they were being multiplied, it'll become divide. Therefore it is x is just left there is equal to 6 divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. We're looking at opposites when we're doing this always. The next one's a little bit more difficult. I can multiply the brackets out first. 2 multiplied by 4x and 2 multiplied by minus 1. That gives us 8x minus 2. Minus 3 multiplied by x is minus 3x. And then minus 3 multiplied by minus 2 there will give us positive 6. That would be a common error there to put down a minus 6 because we have minuses. But it's a minus multiplied by a minus. And then equals 14 is on that side. Now I can bring the 8x and the minus 3x together. And minus 2 plus 6 together is equal to 14. Now notice the way the sign hasn't changed on the minus 3x there because I haven't brought it across the equal sign. I've just rearranged it around on the left hand side. 8x minus 3x is 5x, and minus 2 plus 6 is plus 4 is equal to 14. Next I'm going to bring this 4 across the equal sign, and when it goes across the equal sign it becomes a minus 4. 5x is equal to 14 minus 4. Therefore 5x is equal to 14 minus 4, which is 10. And my last step, again, because the 5 and the x are together, they're being multiplied. When I bring the 5 away then from it and across the equal sign, it becomes divide. So it's 10 divided by 5. And my final answer will be x is equal to 2. The third example, now this is a fraction. Well, they're all fractions here. The simplest way to do this is to put everything over the same thing. Therefore, I'm looking at the numbers 5, 20 and 4, and I'm trying to think of a number that all of them get into, and the obvious one is 20. Therefore, I'm going to put everything over 20 on the left hand side and everything over 20 on the right hand side. Now, to get from 5 to 20, I have to times by 4. Therefore, I'm going to have to multiply the top there, the 2t minus 3 by 4. So 4 times 2t minus 3 like that. Then, because the 1 is over 20 already, to get from 20 to 20, you're only times them by 1. So I can just bring the 1 down, so plus 1 times 1. And now to get from 4 to 20, I have to times by 5. Therefore, I have to multiply the top by 5. So 5 times t minus 1. That's the way it works. Now, because we have the same denominator and we have an equal sign in the middle, I can get rid of the denominators. You can't do that unless you have an equal sign in the middle. But when you do, we can just look at the tops. We can just focus on the tops. If I multiply 4 into the brackets, I get 8t minus 12 plus 1 is equal to, and then multiply the 5 in, so 5t minus 5. Again, I'm trying to bring everything with a variable to the one side. Therefore, I'm going to bring this 5t across the equal sign and it'll become a minus 5t. So we get 8t minus 5t. Then I'm going to bring this minus 12 across and it'll become a plus 12. So we're going to be left with minus 5 plus 12. And I'm going to bring this plus 1 across and it becomes a minus 1. 8t minus 5t here is 3t. And that will give us 6 there altogether, minus 5 plus 12 minus 1. I'm almost finished then. T has been multiplied by 3, so I bring the t across, I bring the 3 across and I divide it, 6 over 3, and we get t is equal to 2. And we're done. Right, here's a couple more questions. If you want to try these yourself, you can. Just pause the video. The first one anyway, I'm bringing all the x's to the one side. Now I could bring this minus 3x across the equal sign over to the left hand side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one across the other and make it a 5x over here. So we have 5x minus 3x, and then I'm going to bring the 8 the other side, so the 8 will become a minus 8. So 2 minus 8. 2 minus 8 is minus 6, and then 5x minus 3x is 2x. So because I did it this way, it makes the 2 positive. If you did it the other way, it'll still work out. You'll just have to divide the minus 2 across. And then with this one anyway, x is equal to minus 6 divided by 2, which is minus 3. X is equal to minus 3. Second question, I multiply into the brackets first. 3x plus 15 plus 2x plus 2 minus 3x is equal to 22. All of the x's are to one side. I'm just going to put them together. So we have 3x plus 2x minus 3x plus 15 plus 2 is equal to 22. I haven't moved anything across the equal sign there. I've just rearranged everything around on the left hand side. Therefore, none of the signs should change. The x is then 3x plus 2x minus 3x will give us 2x. 15 plus 2 is 17 is equal to 22. And then I'm going to bring the 17 across, and it becomes a minus 17. 22 minus 17, and that will give us 5. X then is equal to 5 divided by 2, and we can either answer like that, or we can call it 2.5 if you want, but that's our answer. Our last question then, our denominators here are 4, 3 and 2. Therefore a number that all of them will go into or divide into evenly would be 12. So I'm going to put everything over 12. We'll make a 12 on the left hand side and the right hand side. Now if you just look at that b plus 2 there, that is over 4 at the minute. To change your denominator from 4 to 12, you're timesing by 3. Therefore I'm going to times the top by 3. So 3 times b plus 2. If we look at our 3 here, to get from 3 to 12, we have to times by 4. Therefore I'm going to times the top by 4. And there's a minus already in there. So it's minus 4 times b minus 3 is equal to get from 2 to 12, I have to times by 6. Therefore I'm going to times the top by 6. So it's 6 times the 1, which will give us 6. Now again, I have the same number as the denominator on both sides. Therefore I can get rid of it. Then if I multiply into the brackets, 3b plus 6 minus 4b plus 12, because it's minus 4 multiplied by minus 3, watch out for the sign there, is equal to 6. Then if I put the b's together, 3b minus 4b plus 6 plus 12 is equal to 6. And 3b minus 4b is minus 1b, or minus b. 6 plus 12 is 18 and is equal to 6. I'm going to bring that 18 across and subtract it. Therefore I'm going to get minus 1b is equal to minus 12. And now we're almost right, but we don't have what b is, we have what minus b is. Therefore I'm going to bring that minus, or the minus 1, across and divide it. b is equal to minus 12 divided by minus 1, and that would be 12. So b is 12.